All right, well, this is somewhat of a mournful video here. I just wanted to do one final video of the blue Monte Carlo before we take it to Atlanta tomorrow. It's going to Streetside Classics in Atlanta. I'm just too cheap to put the car out the way it needs to be. It costs hundreds of dollars to list ads on eBay and Hemmings and all stuff. So I had some interest, locally. I was made a few offers, but I just wasn't quite high enough. It was in the low 20s, which is still respectable for this car, but just not quite there of where I feel it should be. So the good news is, people's offering in the 20s for a small block 72 Monte Carlo, but I just feel that this car, and knowing I know what it takes to build these cars, this car deserves mid to upper 20s. I feel like the money's there on this car, but I'm in a position where I need to sell a car. And with this car, and that car, and that car, and three more classics, there's just, it just doesn't justify keeping this car anymore. So financially, I need to turn the car loose, and I've heard great things about Streetside from people I trust the last few days. I'll do an update video and let y'all know how it went, and if it's a viable option. I told them what I needed to get out of the car. They seem to, of course anybody can blow smoke and say they got a beautiful car, and then it gets there and it's a piece of junk. But I feel like that, as long as I represent the car correctly, as I have, they seem to think that they shouldn't have much trouble getting what I want. So pretty much a 90-day plan, and they have at it. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of show what I've done, and I took the floor mats out. I basically depersonalized the car. I put the stock wheel back on. I put the wheels and tires off my 57 Chevy. These are slightly smaller, 245/60 15s. Me personally, I like the bigger the better on tires and on the tires. But other people, they like these cars to sit a little more closer to stock ride height. So this will probably do the trick. And they're practically new tires as well, just about 3 years old. Everything else is basically still the same. It's all cleaned up. But basically, just depersonalized it a little bit. I'll leave the FGMCC thing in the window. I got to get my license plate off. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I hate to see the car go. There's a lot of, ideas, and still that the car, is somewhat depersonalized, with the type of steering wheel I had and all that at one point. There's still a lot of me, in this car. I like 70 sun visors. This car's got, see if I can zoom in. Car's got 70 sun visors. The car has 70 knobs on the radio and whatnot. So personally, I think it's a nice touch. It looks good, but that's some of that personalization that I did, and I don't know. You work on these cars, you build them. It's kind of you hate to see them go, but I feel like kind of what sets this car apart is the paint, and this car really stands out above and tall above most other Monte Carlos and cars like this. So anyway, somebody's gonna get a great car. I've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it. Somewhat of a regret. One of my regrets is my wife picked the color on the car, and for a while, kind of considered it hers, but because she really liked the car when we bought it, and she picked the color. But I think that interest somewhat just, wasn't really there. She don't never have any desire to drive it anyway. With this car, her favorite color is black anyway, so there you go. I've decided to keep the Super Sport. So as of this time, this car is no longer for sale. Again, I say that with a grain of sand. Somebody's got more money than I have to own the car. Of course, they could still own it. But just, I'm not in a rush anymore to sell this car. So I bought this car in 2016. It was green. I bought this car right after I got over my bout with the colon cancer. And anyway, it was a great deal, and I bought it. I've got a wad of receipts in there that the guy spent on it. So anyway, it'll be a great car for somebody. I just, one thing that they done to this car that I never have liked is they put the buttons, take note of this, y'all. They put the buttons here. The buttons are supposed to be here. I'll show you what they're supposed to look like, just as a quick reference. This is what they're supposed to look like. And that absolutely drove me nuts. But anyway, that's that. Just a goodbye video to the great car. And this car was absolutely a blast to drive. Honestly, I love my Super Sport, but between the two, the blue one has the more power than this car, and this is a big block. This car just had, over 300 horsepower, and it just absolutely, seat of the pants. It had some get up go. So anyway, again, more personalized. Put 70 bumper fillers on the car. Reconditioned trim from Corey and the club. Anyway, you can probably hear the regret in my voice. You get attached to these cars, you don't want to let them go, but sometimes you have to. It's when it comes down to, advancing yourself in a financially gaining way, you have to turn things loose, because there'll be another car down the road that if I sell this one, I'll be able to buy it and enjoy it for a while and then pass it on. The key is, if you're going to do this and try to do it as a little bit of a side gig, you want to buy these cars, own them for a little bit, and let them go. You don't want to get attached to them. And that's why I was trying to sell this car as fast as possible, because I know I was going to get attached to it. And now I know I'm going to get attached to it because it's going to be here for a while. But that's okay. There is a price that would break that attachment, for sure. But not quite sure what that would be at this point. But this car, again, I'm asking $29,500. Streetside will probably mark it up in the low 30s, I suspect. And we'll hope to get, somewhere middle 25 to 27 is where I'm shooting for on this car. So anyway, probably won't post this video for a while, just because we was talking figures of price, and I don't want that to hinder the sale of it down there. So when the car sells, I'll post this video, and then look for a follow-up video immediately after, and I'll talk about how the experience at Streetside Consignment went, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, this video was done toward the end of September of 2020, and I'll be posting this when the car disappears, and then I'll do a follow-up video how things went down there, and if I would recommend doing a consignment. So we'll see how it goes, and look for this video. Well, you won't see it till then, but when you're watching this video, know that this video was filmed in September before, and the car will have now been sold. We will see y'all next time.